Good afternoon. In today's session, we have to see about the concept of Lord torque. We will firstly revise our previous session. In previous session, we have studied about the DC machines. DC machines are the electromechanical energy converter, which can convert DC source into a mechanical power, or which can convert mechanical power into a DC source. That electromechanical converter we are calling as the DC machine. So here what we are saying, the machines which can convert electrical energy into a mechanical or vice versa, we are saying that as a electromechanical converter, or we can say that is as a DC machine. If electrical energy is converted into a mechanical, at that time we are saying that as the DC motor. And if vice versa, it means what? If mechanical energy is get converted into electrical, that can be done by using the DC generator. So we have seen about the construction of the DC machines. DC generator and DC machine, DC motor, both are having the same construction. Both are having the stator and the rotor. Stator is nothing but the stator will consist of the stationary part which will not move when we are giving the power supply. If you see the structure or the constructions for the DC motor and the DC generator, at that time you can see the poles which we are using to introduce the magnetic flux. These are used, we are as a stator. And if you see armature, brushes and the commutator of the DC machines. These are we are calling as the rotor, because when we are giving the power supply, at that time these parts of the DC machines are rotating. So we are saying these as the rotor of the DC machine. Then we have seen about the yoke. Yoke is nothing but it is the outer terminal for the constructions of the DC machine. It means what? It will give the protections to the assembly of the DC motor and the DC generator. We can use cast iron to make the yoke. Then we have seen about the poles. We are using the poles, which we are using poles to take the armature winding as a field winding. It means what? We are making the armature winding as a conductor on the poles. So here if you see the constructions for the DC motor, at that time we are using the solid poles, and these poles we are taking from the material steel. So we can say solid poles of the fabricated steel we are using to make the pole shoes on the DC machine. And these poles are the shape so as it will give us the air gap for the cooling purpose. To make our assembly of the DC machine cool, we can use the air gaps on that pole, because we have already seen when we are using the armature as a conductor, at that time we are putting there some poles which will have some air gap, so we can make our assembly of the DC machine as a cool. Then we have seen about the armature. Armature we are using as a conductor, because if you see the armature we can make, okay, Mahesh. Okay. Huh. So here what we have seen, armature is used which can be made up by using the silicon steel, and thickness of that armature winding is kept low, because when we are using the DC machine, at that time we have to reduce the eddy current loss. That's why we are using their armature as a conductor, and we are putting the thickness of that lamination is kept to reduce the eddy current losses. Then we have seen about when we are using the armature, at that time we are putting there the air gaps for the cooling purpose. So we can say the cover is divided into the packets to facilitate the ventilation. Then winding cannot be placed on the surface of motor due to the mechanical force coming on the plate. That's why we are putting there the Is there any issue? Okay. So what we can do here, when we are using the armature, at that time we are making the parallel paths in the rotor lamination. Then we have seen about the commutator. We are using the commutator which can be made up of the copper. And if you see, the commutators is also having the solid assembly, and we are using the insulated copper steel that can rotate at a higher speed, because when we are giving the power supply to the DC machine, at that time commutator will behave as a rotor. Then we have seen about the types of DC motor. We have seen there is a series and shunt. These are two different types of the DC motor. In series, if you see, we will have the power supply which will be given to the DC, which will be given to the DC motor. It means what? When we will give the power supply to the DC machine, at that time EMF will be given to the field winding from the DC motor. And if it is a shunt, at that time power supply will be given separately to the field winding and to the armature. Then we have studied about the torque and the EMF equations for the DC motor. Now we have to see about the concept of load torque. Vivo 1606, what is your name? You guys are supposed to join with your name, because each and every day I am taking your attendance, according to which I will give the term word marks. Okay. So here you can see, in next class we join the class with your name. Okay. So already we have studied about the EMF equation and the torque equation. We have seen torque is nothing but it is the quantitative measure of frequency. And if you see torque, when we are calculating the value of torque, we will get the equations for the torque in the form of force and the form of perpendicular distance. It means what? When your armature will rotate, at that time you are supposed to calculate the distance from the center point, and you are supposed to calculate the force which will be in the linear direction. So you will get the equations for the torque, that will be F into R into sine theta, where theta will be nothing but the angle between the force and the radius. Radius means what? It is the perpendicular distance. So that will be the value for the torque. So